Hey everybody, welcome into Friday Fire, this week's edition. And this week we are cooking a chuck roast on the grill, and also I want to give you two-step process that will cure racism. Two-step process, it's that easy and it can be cured. As we said, on the grill today we got a chuck roast going, and we're going to kind of do our variation of like a Mississippi pot roast. We're going to do the take it off of here, we're going to put it, we got it grilling right now, and we're going to take it and mix it with the ranch dressing packet, the au jus packet, some pepperoncinis, cook it down just a little bit, and of course there'll be butter in there with that to give it some liquid. Cook it down just a little bit, and then our goal is to slice it up pretty thin and make some sandwiches out of it. We're going to make some French dips. So I guess it would make it go from a Mississippi pot roast across that state line into Louisiana and into that New Orleans area and have some French dips made out of the pot roast. So we're going to give that a try. And thanks again for tuning in. And as I mentioned, I want to give you a two-step process that will cure racism. And we can find the answer to this. Of course, before I get into that, I want to just say our country is so divided right now. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got something to say. And a lot of people that don't even know what they're talking about, they just keep on talking anyways. And so the purpose of our Friday Fires is not to be political. The purpose of our Friday Fires is not to say this is what's wrong in society, this is what's wrong in politics, this is what's wrong in our government. That's not what we do. We're here to encourage you and to inspire you. And so because of that, I'm not going to talk about police departments, I'm not going to talk about governments, I'm not going to talk about riots or looters, I'm not going to talk about any of that. I'm going to talk to me and to you. And if we want to fix anything in this world, nowadays we say what? Be the change you want to see. But a couple decades ago, there was a man that used to sing, you may have heard of him, his name is Michael Jackson. And this is what he said: I'm starting with the man in the mirror, and I'm asking him to change his ways. And so this is something for me and for you today, a two-step process that if I'll apply this, you apply this, we can cure racism. And it's actually found in the Word of God in Matthew chapter 22, towards the end of the chapter there, verse 36. One of the Pharisees asked him, what is the greatest commandment? Verse 37, Jesus said, the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second one is like unto it, it's just like it, and that is love your neighbor as yourself. That's it, two steps right there. And we can cure not only racism, but prejudice in general. We can cure the whole world. We can cure every problem, every wrong with those two things. If we will love God with everything that we have, our heart, soul, mind, and strength. And number two, if we'll love others as we love ourselves, the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If we will live by that principle, if we will go by that philosophy, we can change the world. As a matter of fact, he continues on and says in the next verse after that, that every commandment, every law from the prophet is hinged on these two commandments. Everything that you find in this Bible, everything that's in the Word of God, it hinges on two principles: love God and love people. If you'll love God and you'll love people, we can change the world. We can end prejudice, we can end racism, we can fix it right there. But where's it got to start? It's got to start with the man in the mirror. Not just color of skin, not just based on that, but based on anything, based on how you interact with people at work, how you interact with people at school, how you interact with people at the grocery store, how you interact with people at the shopping malls. No matter where you are, how do you interact with people? How do you handle yourself and treat people? Because if you treat them well, we can cure the problems that we have in our country right now. And we don't have time to go into it, but we find the same passage in Luke chapter 10. And the question is asked to Jesus, well, who's my neighbor? He said, let me tell you a story. There was somebody that got mugged on the side of the road, and there was two people that just walked right on past, and they just went around on the other side of the road. And then finally there was a good Samaritan. That's where we get that term today, the Good Samaritan. There's a Good Samaritan that picked him up put him on his animal, took him, cleaned up his wounds, took care of him, got him a room to stay in, took care of him. He loved him as if it was his own self. If I was there in that ditch, how would I want somebody to treat me? That's how he treated him. We can cure racism with this two-step process: love God and love people. God bless you today. Before you leave, let's come on in here and take a look at this roast. And we're cooking this on the Weber today. So I got the charcoal to one side and the roast to the other side. And that thing's looking pretty good already. And like I said, we're going to cook that for a little while there. And we're going to take it, put it in a pot later, and get some more juice flowing and all that, and try to slice it up and make some French dip sandwiches. And as we enjoy those a little bit later, we'll come back and post some pics. Thanks for joining us today. God bless you.